Hi Capricorn, welcome to your end of December 2019 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. Happy birthday to those of you who are born in December. There's an exciting solar eclipse happening on Christmas evening or the 26th, depending on where you live in the world. And this is going to be in conjunction with Jupiter, which to me, that makes it very auspicious. And there's also a trine to Uranus. So there could be like unpredictable things that occur, but I think they will have a lucky angle to them. Pardon the pun, because it's forming an angle to Jupiter from Uranus and Taurus. So that should be very fortunate for all of us, but because you are the birthday boy or girl, or it's your, new moon, that's great for you too, or especially good for you, because you have Jupiter in your sign. Okay. Pick an additional card. Okay. Okay. Let me look at this for a second. The heart of the matter is the Ace of Swords. This is a new beginning that comes after you are able to cut through the illusions in your life. And, the way that this happens, it depends on what has occurred before it. I mean, for some people, if you have a partner who you feel is lying to you, then you're surrounded by deceptive influences, and you may have to leave that relationship in order to fully rid yourself of that. And you're just kind of like, okay, now I can get on with my life. I don't have to question every moment what somebody is saying, and trying to decide whether or not I believe it, because just something in my gut tells me that this person isn't being straight with me. The same thing can apply in the workplace. Sometimes people are working in a place for a matter of years, and all of a sudden they feel very strange. They can tell that something is up, and they might ask people and, not get a straight answer. And so you may be demanding the truth so that you can move on, and that you're not like left in the dark. In the past position, we have the King of Cups. This can be a boss who is very understanding. It can be your partner. This type of an individual could literally be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. They would be a mature water sign. In other words, they're either chronologically older than you, or they have a maturity in terms of emotions where they don't misuse emotions. They don't try to manipulate people when they're dealing with them. They're very kind of straightforward, and they're also caring. And this person, sometimes this can be like a counselor too. This person may have helped you see the truth of your situation. So, this could even be like a sounding board, somebody that you trust, even a father figure, your actual father, or somebody that you consider to be like a father to you, or just a protective older male. And this person is somebody who has been in your life recently and helped you to see exactly what was going on. But again, I mean, this might even be a professional, either a clergy member or a therapist, and that has been helpful to you. The higher message is the Eight of Swords. So what I would say, you see that this person is bound, and even they have their eyes are covered too. And this, to me, you know, symbolizes denial, but also, and that's why I'm talking about the Ace of Swords, because that's kind of, you know, wanting the truth and wanting to slice through the lies. But the Eight of Swords, to me, speaks about the work you have to do on yourself. This is a spiritual position, Capricorn. And you have to ask yourself what you're telling yourself. So, in other words, sometimes when people go to therapy, they're talking about a specific situation. I think my husband is cheating on me. I think I'm about to lose my job and I don't know what, you know, I can't, nobody is being honest with me and I'm having all these anxieties. And a therapist may, you know, try to get you to see that you're being silly, that you're just worrying about nothing or something like that. But really, you need more than that. You need to learn how to develop equanimity in your mind so that no matter what's happening in the outer world, you're not consumed by fear. Because we have a couple of cards here, like Five of Pentacles, same thing, poverty consciousness. That's why I picked an additional card. Because in truth, that kind of negative self-talk or the thoughts that you think that are very negative, those can fuel the very things that you don't want to occur. If you are afraid of abandonment in relationships, Capricorn, it's very easy to see how you can bring that about, because you will tend to act in ways that are controlling with a partner, and you will always have a sense of unease. You won't feel relaxed. You'll just be like tense because you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. And so this is, in other words, this is an inside job. Anything that is simply dealing with the matter at hand of whatever the situation is, that's not going to be good enough. You have to get to the core, which isn't one particular situation versus another. It's always going to be about having a sense of certainty within yourself that you will be supported by the universe, that you are not going to be abandoned, alone, without resources, whatever it is that you're afraid of. What crosses you is the Four of Cups. You see the person being offered a cup. Now the clouds can represent the universe as far as I'm concerned. And the person is stone-faced. So the person cannot appreciate the love that is being given to them by the universe. And the universe can come in the form of anybody. I think Capricorns have to really work on gratitude sometimes, because you're a very hard-boiled sign, you know. Ruler is Saturn. You can be very cut and dried about life and about your expectations of other people. You may have, you know, kind of cynical tendencies and pessimistic tendencies where you expect the worst and are surprised when it doesn't arrive. But you don't want to be like that. You want to have a vision, hold a vision in your mind of the good that is coming your way. It's not being in La La Land. I mean, obviously you still have to do the work to manifest it, but you're kind of like helping the situation by choosing to see the glass half full. The other thing too is that A Capricorn person may tend to be like one of those types of people that doesn't really care how they feel. They're just trying to survive a situation. And so, in other words, being willing to kind of override their feelings so that they can continue to function in a job that they really don't like, that they don't feel comfortable with the people around them. And what happens is you can go into that sense of automatic where you just are doing it, but you're not really, your heart isn't really in it. And you're just going through the motions. And that's not really a way to live life. You may keep your job, you may even advance in your job, but you know, inside you're kind of numb. And the thing is that, you know, we're not just, there's a saying, man cannot live by bread alone. You need more than just food and shelter to feel like you are living a life that is, you know, meaningful. And sometimes, you know, Capricorns, with your schedule, with your, you know, you tend to be very disciplined. You might just get into that groove and forget that you're not just this worker bee. You actually have other things going on in your life. You have other interests, you have other things, and you want to be able to have that kind of enthusiasm for life. And not just like kind of this grim determination, which I think is very common in Capricorn. What's coming in are the advice, the Fool card. I love this card. This is one of my favorite cards because it's like the zeros, the blank slate, on a new adventure. And sure enough, with that solar eclipse, that kind of is, it's an early degree of Capricorn. They're pressing the reset button on your life and just treating it like an adventure. So if you are somebody who feels like you have discovered certain things that are true about life recently, and you're just kind of like, what do I do with this information? Well, one thing is to plan your next adventure in life, your next chapter in life. And plan it without the baggage. You know, the Fool card is like a totally new journey. And not taking the past with you, but just forging ahead like the Ace of Swords with that, the sense that truth is on your side and clarity of mind is on your side. And so I picked as the outcome card the Five of Pentacles. And this is one of those cards that I never end on because it's a card of talking of lack consciousness. This could be that you are in between jobs. You may be concerned about that. Even if you know that you're embarking on a new phase in life, you know, that's what the Eight of Swords can mean to some of you, that you're concerned, you know, will I be able to stay afloat? And I think that you're more likely to stay afloat if you are feeding yourself positive words. So because of the Eight of Swords, that could even be internal dialogue. You sometimes, I think, you might feel foolish, but saying affirmations that you create yourself and saying them out loud can kind of drown out those inner voices that are kind of scaring you. And saying, the universe has my back. I believe that the universe has my back. I believe that abundance is mine. I believe that my job, my dream job, is right around the corner. And saying it a number of times each day and saying it with conviction and seeing what happens. So I picked an additional clarification card. I have the Two of Pentacles. This is a card that can indicate kind of juggling one's life. Maybe it can be working, doing two jobs, or perhaps it's balancing school and work. Perhaps you've decided, the Ace of Swords to me can be that you've made up your mind about, the path you want to take. Maybe you have decided that you want to go back to school to get a particular skill. It can even be accepting a job offer overseas, the Two of Pentacles. So you may have a lot on your plate. Certainly with the solar eclipse in your sign, it may provide a lot of opportunities for you in general. And this is almost into 2020, so it can carry you into 2020. Okay, that's what I have for you, Capricorn. I hope that you receive something from this. If you would like a natal chart interpretation from me with some of the highlights of 2020 based on your actual chart, I'd love to do it for you. I have other types of astrologically based readings. I was like, I can't speak for a second. And the link for a couple of those types of readings is below. My website is rainamoonAstrology.com. Take care. Bye.